Hey guys, Sausage here. There are bad racing games, and then there's Tire Fire Rally. I went in hoping for chaos, and I got that, just not the kind I was hoping for. In Tire Fire Rally, there's only 3 tracks total, each with a couple unique hazards. The hazards are always in the same spots and occur in the same order with 0 randomization, making each replay feel identical. There are 3 different game modes, being time trial, which is pretty self-explanatory, you just race by yourself and try to get the best time. There's arcade, which is casual single races with no goal or reward in mind. And then there's Grand Prix, or actually, I'm not gonna say that. I don't know if they're trying to be funny, but let's just move on. This mode is the main mode. This is your bread and butter. It requires you to come in first on all 3 tracks across all 3 different difficulties. Here is where I really start to take issue with the game. There are no rewards whatsoever for winning. There's no new tracks, no new vehicles, and not even cosmetic skins for the different vehicles. There's also no visible stats for any of the vehicles. While they seem to handle differently, there's no way to really compare it without actually just getting in there and playing with that vehicle. The controls are not explained either, which isn't a big deal because it's just WASD and you can press Q to reset your car, but you're left to just figure that out yourself. There's also no minimap either, which again isn't really a big deal, but I would just like to know where all the other drivers are in the race. Lastly, there is local multiplayer, but that requires sharing a keyboard, and that just feels more like a novelty than an actual feature anyone would use. Moving on to the graphics and art, the visuals are retro and pixelated, which can work, but it just feels a little bit, I don't know, underdeveloped. Maybe that's the right word. The environments lack variety and flair, which I'm not going to say feels like the bare minimum was done, but they could have done more. The only visual personality comes from the different vehicles and the hazard designs. One vehicle looks like the car from Beverly Hills Cop because, well, it's a cop car. Another one looks like it came from the Dukes of Hazzards, and then everyone's favorite vehicle called If It Doesn't Fit, You Must Acquit. The pixel art doesn't have to mean simple, but this game often just feels empty and lifeless. Lastly, let's talk about the time. Tire Fire Rally costs $2 on Steam, and it took me 45 minutes to beat every single Grand Prix difficulty, try out time trial and arcade modes, and test every single vehicle. Even for a budget title, it's shockingly thin on content. With all of that said, Tire Fire Rally earns a sausage rating of 5 sausages out of 10. Tire Fire Rally just feels like a glorified demo, something that should still be in early access. At an absolute minimum, this game needs more tracks, randomized hazards, and some form of unlockable rewards. Hey guys, Sausage here. Quick little note, while I was editing this review, there was an update to Tire Fire Rally which I wanted to look at. This update comes with 2 new tracks and 3 new cars. I'll admit I didn't test out the cars, but I did test out the 2 new tracks. Is it nice that the game introduced 2 new tracks and 3 new cars? Yes, but it doesn't fix any of the problems that it already has. This update does not add any sort of rewards whatsoever, so this didn't really feel that important. Anyway, I just wanted to mention that because if you're watching the review and you say, "Oh, Sausage, there is an update." Yeah, I know, I tried it. Anyway, let's get back to the review. Mahoney out? Kind of, not really. Anyway, let's get back to it. If the developer could add these different things to the game, it would add a lot more replayability. So the $2 price tag makes it tempting, but don't be fooled. This is $2 you'll wish you'll spent elsewhere. And that's my review of Tire Fire Rally. If you got this far, consider liking, subscribing, and leaving a little comment below, but if not, just know that I appreciate your viewership nonetheless. I also stream on Twitch occasionally. I have a Discord for both content creators and casual viewers alike, and I'm a Steam curator, so consider following me on all of those platforms as well. I'll leave a link to everything in the description below. Anyway, I think I'm going to cut my review here. Mahoney out.